May 1st is when India is going to begin ramping up of vaccination drive for the third phase, where all above the age of 18 will also be vaccinated. I'm joined by R.S. Sharma, who's the head of National Health Authority as well as in charge of COVID operations for scaling up of vaccinations in the entire country. Sir, thank you so much for joining me on India today. I would
Thank
like
you
to
very
ask
much for
you,
having me on your channel.
what are the preparations, sir, that COVID and the government is now going to make to scale up vaccination for those above the age of 18 years?
Well, thank you, Milan, for having me on your channel. I think from 1st of May, the third phase of vaccination is going to begin in this country. And we are now enlarging the coverage to 18 years onwards, 18 years plus. And the necessary changes are being made in the COVID platform to take care of those increased requirements. Both in terms of its broad logic as also in terms of the infrastructure at the back end.
So, what kind of changes are being made at this point? Will the registrations remain the same?
Yes, registration will remain the same. Earlier, the registrations of people who were less than 45 years of age were not accepted. Now the system will accept the registration of people with 18 years plus age, and that should start within the next 48 hours. That's one change which is going to happen. Second is that as soon as the centers which are going to offer vaccinations of people to people more than 18 years and above, they will have to register on the COVID portal and publish their schedule and timetable, because then and only then people who are registering on the platform will be able to make appointments with those centers.
Hmm. So, sir, are we looking at addition of more centers now that all above 18 years will also be getting vaccinated? Will there be adding of more centers to the app?
You are aware of the latest policy of the government, central government, which basically uh, mandates that 50% of the vaccines will continue to be purchased and procured by the central government and will continue to be distributed free of cost to people of 45 years plus, and the rest 50% of the supply will be sort of distributed among the states, among the sort of private hospitals, and also the corporate industrial houses, which will be able to cater to the requirements of 18 years plus or whatever age they decide, at whatever prices they decide to offer their services. So that part is also being factored in. Only thing I must inform you that the COVID does not concern itself with the pricing and payments, etc. So it's only ensuring that every vaccination which takes place in the country is appropriately recorded, and a record is kept so that at a larger level, and even for the policymakers at the state level and hospital level, etc., they are aware about the numbers and the statistics in terms of the gender, age, vaccine type, etc. So that's what is being planned.
Hmm. So, are you saying that industries or any private players that acquires vaccine will also need to have a booking reference on the COVID app? Is that what you're saying?
So I'm saying that it is better. They may not have. I'm not saying that it is necessary to have because there may be situations where an industry group is basically having a captive sort of vaccination for its own employees, and in that case, they don't need to really get the registration done on the appointment registration portal of COVID. However,
Hmm.
every vaccination has got to be recorded, whether it is being done in a captive mode or a other mode. So because because it's a public health issues, and therefore the country will need to figure out as to how many people have been vaccinated, how many with the first vaccine, how many with the second vaccine, and all details have got to be there. And as you are aware, the COVID also issues digitally verifiable certificates to people who have been vaccinated, and they are also, people find them very, very valuable, in the sense that that can be used for travel and other kinds of purposes. Therefore, that particular part, which is recording the vaccination event, will continue, irrespective of whether these are being done by the private sector, by the or by any other means. So that's the minimum which is required to be done. And for that, currently we have a vaccination application as a part of the CoWIN platform, and that application will continue to be used by all facilities which are registered on the CoWIN platform.
So, sir, essentially, when private players acquire the vaccine, you're saying the data has to be shared with the state governments of how many people are being vaccinated, which then will be given to the CoWIN app.
That's what I'm saying, that the vaccination event has got to be recorded on the CoWIN platform, so that the platform becomes a single source of truth about how many people or what gender or what age group have been vaccinated, number one. Number two, it's also very important because we have to record and take care of the adverse events after the vaccination. So therefore, that event recording, this is being done, and this has to be done on CoWIN platform, which means that, then and only then we will be able to, the researchers and the scientists and the people involved in this process will be able to analyze the adverse impact of various vaccines, and what is the nature of these adverse impacts, etc. So therefore, it is absolutely essential that we record both the vaccination event as also the adverse impacts thereof.
Sir, another question I wanted to ask you was, since we will have more number of vaccines now, it won't just be Covaxin and Covishield. So will the CoWIN app also have an option to select the kind of vaccines, or it will only be related to selection of centers again?
Well, as far as the vaccination app is concerned, certainly we will have to have we will have all the vaccines which are approved by the Government of India, the regulator, and they will be there figuring on the platform. That's not a problem. So anybody who is who is recording a vaccination event will be able to select as to which vaccine has been given to which person.
So will we know which center is giving which vaccine on the CoWIN platform? For example, if I book an appointment on one center, but I don't know which vaccine is giving.
That, I think, is a very important question. I'll have to get the clarification because as of now, I'm not very clear. As of now, the policy was that it was the vaccination centers where you could get appointment. Which vaccine is being offered till now, we had not specified that, but I'll clarify as to what will be the policy going forward, whether there will be a disclosure of the vaccine being offered or vaccines being offered in a particular center, and then whether you can select a particular appointment for a particular vaccine or not. I'm not very clear at this point in time.
And according to the process, the vaccine certificates that are required as passports or for employment or any other reason later will also be provided by the Government of India through the CoWIN app?
Absolutely. It will be provided. The digitally verifiable vaccine certificate will be provided, both interim as also the final certificate will be provided by the CoWIN platform. And it will be downloadable later on also. The centers will be mandated to issue a printed copy of the certificate so that people can have the certificate, and also that will also provide information as to which vaccine they have been vaccinated with in the first case, so that next time when they come, they are able to show that certificate and they are able to be ensured that the same vaccine is given to them the next time.
So when would the above 18-year-olds age group be able to register on the CoWIN platform? When will it be ready? Will it be on the 1st of May, the same day, or before that? And how would you be looking at the load that the software will be looking at that particular day?
Well, we are making arrangements that people should be able to register within the next 48 hours. After, we'll make that arrangement for registration in the next 48 hours. However, people will be able to book the appointments only when the facilities which are going to, provide the vaccination are able to register on the platform. I explained to you, the district immunization officer will basically register these facilities and provide them the credentials. Thereafter, they will have to publish the platform, publish the schedule of vaccination, because unless they do that, we will not be able, people will not be able to make appointments. They may register on the platform, but for making appointments, obviously, they have to know as to which are the facilities where the vaccination is being done. And also, my request through this to your viewers will be that it will be better that we kind of people make appointments on the system, because what may happen is that on 1st of May and thereafter, there may be too many people who may walk in to a center without registration, and the center may not be able to cater to all those people who come in there, and therefore there may be kind of crowd, and social distancing may not be followed, etc. So it's better to keep things organized, and it's better to go there after getting an appointment, so that there is things are done in an orderly manner, and there is no stampede or a crowd or other kinds of issues.
So, but what happens when the person who wants to get vaccinated doesn't get an appointment? Sometimes what we've seen on centers, people register, they reach the center, and the center tells them that your appointment has not been approved. There are some issues like that.
No.
So would you suggest that people register on May 1st and then wait for the date that they have been allotted, or not rush to the centers at all on May 1st?
Well, you see, I am just making a point. I'm not, saying anything. I'm just basically urging that people should, it's better that people get an appointment and then go, rather than getting disappointed after going there. And also, if large number of people turn up on a given center, then there will be a crowd, and there will be, other kinds of issues. So the only thing which I'm saying is that let us do things in an orderly manner. Just by going to the center will not ensure that everybody gets vaccinated, because ultimately this will be limited by the capacity of the center, the kind of vaccines, how many doses of vaccines they have got, and stuff like that. So therefore it's always a good idea, and I'm just making a suggestion that it's always a good idea to go after you have registered and got an appointment. I don't think that anybody will deny, and why should they deny people if they have given the appointment, if they have published their program, and then people have got appointment against that schedule. There is no reason why the centers must deny them the vaccination.
And so, along with this, the vaccination for above 45 years and above 60 years in government centers will continue as it is.
Yes, the vaccination in the centers for people of 45 years and above age, free of cost in the government centers, shall continue as before.
Well, thank you so much for speaking to us. And May 1st will be the date when most above the age of 18 who have been waiting for the vaccinations, now government has opened them for those above the age of 18 who will be able to book an appointment on CoWIN. It's recommended that one goes after an appointment is booked. Even private establishments will have to share data with the government of the number of people they are vaccinating and the AEFIs, adverse events, if any, that are reported. Thank you so much for speaking to us, sir.
Thank you very much.